succession, Kalanara, Shinjaya, Janamejaya, Ma, Mahanan, Asala, and Mana. The sons of Mahamana were Usinara and Titikshu. Usinara had four sons, namely Sibi, Vara, Krimi, and Daksha. Sibi also had four sons, Rishadarba, Sudhira, Madra, and Kekaya. The sons of Titikshu the son of Titikshu was Rusadrata, who begot a son named Homa. And from Homa came Sutapa, and from Sutapa, Pali. In this way, the dynasty continued. Begotten by Dirgatama in the womb of the wife of Bali were
Anga.
Anga, Vanga, Kalinga, Suma, Pundra, and Odra, all of whom became kings. From Anga came Kalapana, whose dynasty included Divirata, Dharmarata, and Chitrarata, also called Romapada, one after another. Maharaj Dasarata gave in charity one of his daughters by the name Santa to his friend Romapada. Because Romapada had no sons, Romapada accepted Santa, his daughter, and the great sage Rishyas Sringa married her. By the mercy of Rishyasringa, Romapada had a son named Chaturanga. The son of Chaturanga was Prithu Laksha, who had three sons, Rihadrata, Rihat Karma, and Brihad Banu. From Brihadrata came a son named Brihadmana, whose sons and grandsons in succession were Jayadrata, Vijaya, Driti, and Dritavrata, Satkama, and Adhirata. Adhirata accepted the son rejected by Kunti, namely Karna, and Karna's son was Virsasena. The son of Yayati's third son, the Druhuyu, was Babru, whose son and grandsons were Setu, Arabda, Gandhara, Dharma, Drita, Durmada, and Praseta. The son of Yayati's second son, Turvasu, was Vani, whose seminal dynasty included Varga, Banu-Man, Tribuhana, Dharma, and Maruta. The childless Maruta accepted Dusmanta, who belonged to the Puru dynasty, as his adopted son. Maharaja Dusmanta was anxious to have his kingdom returned, and so he went back to the Puru Vamsa. Of the four sons of Yadu, Sahasrajit was the eldest. The son of Sahasrajit was named Satajit. He had three sons, of whom one was Haya. The sons and grandsons in the dynasty of Haihaya were Dharma, Netra, Kunti, Soharji, Sohanjan,
Sohanji.
Sohanji. Okay. Mahispan, Bhadra Senaka, Danaka, Krita Virya, Arjuna, Jayadwaja, Talajangan, Talajanga, and Vitihotra. The son of Vitihotra was Madhu, whose eldest son was Vrishni. Because of Yadu, Madhu, and Vrishni, their dynasties are known as Yadava, Madhava, and Vrishni. Another son of Yadu was Krosta, and from him came Rijinavan, Swahita, Visagu, Chitrarata, Sasa Bindu, Pritusrava, Dharma, Usana, and Rukchaka. Rukchaka had 5 sons, one of whom was known as Jayamagda, and Jayamagda was sonless. But by the mercy of the demigods, his childless wife gave birth to a son named Vidarbha. Text number 1. Sukadeva Goswami said, Anu, the fourth son of Yayati, had 3 sons named Sabanara, Chaksu, Parasenu, O king. From Sabanara came a son named Kalanara, and from Kalanara came a son named Srinjaya. Text 2. From Srinjaya came a son named Janamanjaya. From Janamanjaya came Mahasala. From Mahasala, Mahamana. And from Mahamana, 2 sons named Usinara and Tirikshu. Text 3 and 4. The 4 sons of Usinara were Siddhi, Vara, Krimi, and Daksha. And from Siddhi again came 4 sons named Rishadarba, Sudhira, Madra, and Atma Tattvavit. Kekaya, the son of Tikshu, was Rushadrata. From Rushadrata came Homa. From Homa, Sutapa. And from Sutapa, Bali. By the semen of Dirgatama, and the wife of Bali, the emperor of the world, 6 sons took birth, namely Anga, Anga, Vanga, Kalinga, Suma, Pundra, and Odra. Text 6. These 6 sons, headed by Anga, later became kings of 6 states in the eastern side of India. These states were known according to the names of their respective kings. From Anga came a son named Kalapana, and from Kalapana came Divirata. Text 7 to 10. From Divirata came a son named Dharmarata, and his son was Chitrarata, who was celebrated as Romapada. Romapada, however, was without issue, and therefore his friend Maharaja Dasarata gave him his own daughter named Santa. Ramapada accepted her as his daughter, and thereafter she married Rishyasringa. When the demigods from the heavenly planets failed to shower rain, Rishyasringa was appointed the priest for performing sacrifice. After being brought from the forest by the allurement of prostitutes who danced, cha- who danced, staged theoretical performances, theoretical performances accompanied by music, and embraced and worshipped him. After Rishishringa came, the rain fell. Thereafter, Rishishringa performed a sun-giving sacrifice on behalf of Maharaj Dasarata, who had no issue. And then Maharaj Dasarata had sons. From Romapada, by the mercy of Rishishringa, Chaturanga was born, and from Chaturanga came Prithu Laksha. Text 11. The sons of Prithu Laksha were Brihadrata, Brihadkarma, and Brihadbanu. From the eldest, Brihadrata, came a son named Brihanmana, and from Brihanmana came a son named Jayadrata. Text 12. The son of Jayadrata, by the womb of his wife Sambhuti, was Vijaya, and from Vijaya, Dhriti was born. From Dhriti came Dhritarata, from Dhritarata Satkarma, and from Satkarma Adirata. Text 13. While playing on the bank of the Ganges, Adirata found a baby wrapped up in a basket. The baby had been left by Kunti because she was born before she was married. Because Adirata had no sons, he raised this baby as his own. This son was later known as Karna. Okay. Text 14. O king, the only son of Karna was Rishasena. Dururyu, Dururyu, the third son of Yayati, had a son named Babru, and the son of Babru was known as Setu. Text 15. The son of Setu was Arabda. Arabda's son was Gandhara, and Gandhara's son was Dharma. Dharma's son was Drita. Drita's son was Durmada, and Durmada's son was Pracheta, who had 100 sons. Text 16. The Prachetas, the sons of Pracheta, occupied the northern side of India, which was devoid of Vedic civilization, and became kings there. Yayati's second son was Turvasu. The son of Turvasu was Vani. The son of Vani was Bharga. The son of Bharga, Banuman. Text 17. The son of Banuman was Tribanu, and his son was the magnanimous Karandama. Karandama's son was Maruta, who had no sons, and who therefore adopted a son of the Puru dynasty Maharaja Dusmanta as his own. Text 18 and 19. Maharaja Dusmanta, desiring to occupy the throne, returned to his original dynasty, the Puru dynasty, even though he had accepted Maruta as his father. O Maharaja Parikshit, let me now describe the dynasty of Yadu, the eldest son of Maharaja Yayati. This description is supremely pious, and it vanquishes the reactions of sinful activities in human society. Simply by hearing this description, one is freed from all sinful reactions. Haribol. I'm glad that is explaining things by which we become Krishna conscious. Text 20-21. One second. The Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna, the super soul in the hearts of all living entities, descended in his original form as a human being in the dynasty of or family of Yadu. Yadu had four sons named Sahasrajit, Kurosta, Nala, and Ripu. Of these four, the eldest, Sahasrajit, had a son named Satyajit, who had three sons named Mahahaya, Renuhaya, and Haya. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, Vadanti tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabhyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The majority of transcendentalists understand only the impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma, for the personality of Godhead is very difficult to understand. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, Manusyanam sahasresu kaschid jatati siddhaye jatatam apisidhanam kaschin mam vetitatpata. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. The yogis and jnanis, that is, the mystic yogis and the impersonalists, can understand absolute truth as impersonal or localized. But although such realized souls are above ordinary human beings, they cannot understand how the supreme absolute truth can be a person. Therefore, it is said that out of many siddhas, the souls who have already realized the absolute truth, one may understand Krishna, who exactly resembles a human being, or Narakriti. This human form was explained by Krishna himself after he manifested the Virat Rupa. The Virat Rupa is not the original form of the Lord. The Lord's original form is Dvibhujya Shyaman Sundara Murlidhara. The Lord, Murlidhara, the Lord with two hands, played a flute. Yam Sriya Masundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam. The Lord's forms are proof of his inconceivable qualities. Although the Lord maintains innumerable universes within the period of his breath, he is dressed with a form exactly like that of a human being. That does not mean, however, that he is a human being. This is his original form, but because he looks like a human being, Those with poor fund of knowledge consider him an ordinary man. The Lord says, Avajanantimam mudha manasim tanam asritam parambhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. Bhagavad 9.11. By the Lord's Param Bhavam, or transcendental nature, he is the all-pervading Paramatma, living in the core of the hearts of all living beings. Yet he looks like a human being. Mayavada philosophy says that the Lord is originally impersonal, but assumes a human form and many other forms when he descends. Actually, however, he is originally like a human being, and the impersonal Brahman consists of the rays of his body. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti. Text 22. O son of High Haya. No, I'm sorry. The son of High Haya was Dharma, and the son of Dharma was Netra, the father of Kunti. From Kunti came a son named Sohanji. From Sohanji came Mahishman, and from Mahishman, Vadrasenaka. Okay, 1 second. One second. There. There. Text 23. The sons of Vadrasena were known as Durmada and Danaka. Danaka was father of Krita Virya and also Kritagni, Kritavarma, and Kritoja. Text 24. The son of Kritavirya was Arjuna. He, Kritaviryarjuna, became the emperor of the entire world, consisting of 7 islands, and received mystic power from Dattatreya, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he obtained the mystic perfections known as Astasiddhi. Text 25. No other king in this world could equal Kartavirya in sacrifices, charity, austerity, mystic power, education, strength, or mercy. Text 26. For 85,000 years, Kartavirarjuna continuously enjoyed material opulences with full bodily strength and unimpaired memory. In other words, he enjoyed inexhaustible material opulences with his 6 senses. One of the 1,000 sons of Kartavirarjuna, only 5 remain. Of the 1,000 sons of Kartavirarjuna, only 5 remained alive after the fight with Parashurama. Their names were Jayadvaja, Surasena, Rishabha, Madhu, and Urjita. Text 28. Jayadvaja had a son named Talajanga, who had 100 sons. All Kshatriyas in that dynasty, known as Talajanga, were annihilated by the great power received by Maharaj Sagara from Orva Rishi. Text 29. Of the sons of Talajanga, Vihihotra was the eldest. The son of Vitihotra. The son of Vitihotra, named Madhu, had a celebrated son named Vrishni. Madhu had 100 sons, of whom Vrishni was the eldest. The dynasties known as Yadava, Madhava, and Vrishni had their origin from Yadu, Madhu, and Vrishni. Text 30 and 31. One second. O Maharaj Pariksit, because Yadu, Madhu, and Vrishni each inaugurated a dynasty, their dynasties are known as Yadava, Madhava, and Vrishni. The son of Yadu, named Rosla, had a son named Rijinavan. 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 The son of Rijinavan was Swahita. The son of Swahita, Vishad, Vishadu. The son of Vishadu, Chitra, Chitravata. And the son of Chitravata, Sasabindu. The greatly fortunate Sasabindu, who was a great mystic, possessed 14 opulences and was the owner of 14 great jewels. Thus he became the emperor of the world. Wow. Purport. In the Markandeya Purana, 14 kinds of great jewels were described as follows: an elephant, a horse, a chariot, a wife, arrows, a reservoir of wealth, a garland, valuable costumes, trees, a spear, a noose, jewels, an umbrella, and 14 regulative principles. To be the emperor, one must possess all 14 of these opulences. Sasabindu possessed them all. Let me read that again. That was interesting. In the Markandeya Purana, the 14 kinds of great jewels are described as follows: 1, an elephant; 2, a horse; 3, a chariot; 4, a wife; 5, arrows; 6, a reservoir of wealth; 7, a garland; 8, valuable costumes; 9, trees; 10, a spear; 11, a noose; 12, jewels; 13, an umbrella; and 14, regulative principles. To be the emperor, one must possess all 14 of these opulences. Sasabindu possessed them all. Text 32. The famous Sasabindu had 10,000 wives. Wow. 10,000 wives. Oh my God. And by each he begot a lakh of sons. Therefore, the number of his sons was 10,000 lakhs. Oh my God. That is real family. Text 33. Among these many sons, 6 were the foremost, such as Pritusrava and Pritukriti. The son of Pritusrava was known as Dharma, and his son was known as Usana. Usana was the performer of 100 horse sacrifices. Text 34. The son of Usana was Ruchaka, who had 5 sons: Urujit, Rukma, Rukmesu, Pritu, Jiyadmada. Please hear of these sons from me. Jiyamada had no sons, but because he was fearful of his wife, Saibya, he could not accept another wife. Jiamagna once took from the house of some royal enemy a girl who was a prostitute. But upon seeing her, Saibya was very angry and said to her husband, "My husband, you cheater, you who is this girl sitting upon my seat on the chariot?" Jiamagna then replied, "This girl will be your daughter-in-law." Upon hearing these joking words, Saibya smilingly replied. Saibya said, "I am sterile and have no co-wife. How can this girl be my daughter-in-law? Please tell me." Jiamagna replied, "My dear queen, I shall see that you indeed have a son, and that this girl will be your daughter-in-law. Text 38. Long, long ago, Giamagno had satisfied the demigods and Pitas by worshipping them. Now, by their mercy, Giamagda's words came true. Although Saibya was barren, by the grace of the demigods, she became pregnant, and in due course of time gave birth to a child named Vidarbha. Before the child's birth, the girl had been accepted as a daughter-in-law, and therefore Vidarbha actually married her when he grew up. Well, thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the ninth canto, 23rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled "The Dynasties of the Sons of Yayati." Okay, now we go to chapter 24. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, now this is going to be very good. Vidarbha had three sons named Kusha, Krata, and Romapada. Of these three, Romapada expanded his dynasty by sons and grandsons named Babru, Priti, Usika, Shedi, and Chaidya, all of whom later became kings. From the son of Vidarbha, named Krata, came a son named Kunti, from whose dynasty came the descendants named Rishni, Nirvriti, Dasara, Vyoma, Jimuta, Vikriti, Vimarata, Brimmarata, Navarata, Dasarata, Sakuni, Karambi, Devarata, Devak Satra, Madhu, Kuruvasa, Anu, Purahotra, Ayu, and Satvata. Satvata had seven sons. One of them was Devarida, whose son was Babru. Another son, Satvata, was Mahabhoja, by whom the Bhoja dynasty was inaugurated. Another was Rishni, who had a son named Yudhajit. From Yudhajit came Anamitra and Sini, and from Anamitra came Nigna and another Sini. The descendants in succession from Sini were Satyaka, Yuyudhana, Jaya, Kuni, and Yugandhara. Another son of Anamitra was Vrishni. From Vrishni came Swapalaka, by whom Akrura and 12 other sons were generated. From Akrura came two sons named Devavan Devavan, and Upadeva. The son of Andaka, named Kukura, was the origin of the descendants known as Vani. Viloma, Kapotaroma, Anu, Andaka, Dundubi, Avidyota, Purna Varsu, and Ahuka. Ahuka had two sons named Devaka and Ugrasena. The four sons of Devaka were known as Devavan, Upadeva, Sudeva, and Devardhana. And his seven daughters were Drita Deva, Santi Deva, Upadeva, Srideva, Devarakshita, Sahadeva, and Devaki. Vasudeva married all seven daughters of Devaka. Ugrasena had nine sons named Kamsa, Sunama, Niyagrodha, Kanka, Sanka, Suhu, Vastrapala, Juristi, and Tustima. And he had five daughters named Kamsa, Kamsavati, Kanka, Surabhu, Rashtrapalika. The younger brothers of Vasudeva married all the daughters of Ugrasena. Vidurata, the son of Chitrarata, had a son named Sura, who had 10 other sons, of whom Vasudeva was the chief. Sura gave one of his five daughters, Prita, to his friend Kunti, and therefore she was also named Kunti. In her maiden state, she gave birth to a child named Karna, and later she married Maharaj Pandu. Vrida, Vidas, Vidas Arma, Vidasarma, Vidasarma married the daughter of Sura named Shrutadeva, from whose womb Dantavakra was born. Drishta Ketu married Sura's daughter named Shrutakirti, who had five sons. Jayasena married Sutra's daughter named Rajadhideva. The king of Chedi Desa, uh, the king of Chedi Desa, Damagosa, married the daughter of Sura named Shrutasrava, from whom Sisupala was born. Devabhaga, through the womb of Kamsa, begot Chitraketu and Brihadbala, and Devasrava, through the womb of Kamsavati, begot Suvira Isuman, from Kanka, through the womb of Kanka, came Baka, Satyajit, and Purujit, and from Srinjaya, through the womb of Rashtra Palika, came Risha, and Durmasana. Siamaka, through the womb of Surabhumi, begot Harikesha and Yaksha. Vatsaka, through the womb of Misra Kesi, begot Rika, who begot the sons named Taksha, Pushkara, and Sava. From Samika came Sumitra and Arjuna Pala, and from Anaka came Ritadama and Jaya. Vasudeva had many wives, of whom Devaki and Rohini were the most important. From the womb of Rohini, Baladeva was born, along with Gada, Sarana, Durmada, Vipula, Dhruva, Krita, and others. Vasudeva and many other sons by his other wives, and the eighth son to appear from the womb of Devaki was the Supreme Personality of Godhead who delivered the entire world from the burden of demons. This chapter ends by glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Text 1. Sri Sukha Sukadeva Goswami said, by the womb of the girl brought by his father, Vidarbha begot three sons, named Kusha, Krata, and Romapada. Romapada was the favorite in the dynasty of Vidarbha. Text 2. The son of Romapada was Babru, and from whom there came a son named Kriti. The son of Kriti was Usika, and the son of Usika was Chedi. From Chedi was born the king known as Chaida and others. Text 3 and 4. The son of Parata was Kunti. The son of Kunti, Vrishni. The son of Vrishni, Nirvriti. And the son of Nirvriti, Dasara. From Dasara came Vyoma. From Vyoma came Jimuta. From Jimuta, Vikriti. From Vikriti, Brimarata. And from Brimarata, Navarata. And from Navarata, Dasarata. Text 5. From Dasarata came a son named Sakuni. And from Sakuni, a son named Karambi. The son of Karambi was Devarata, and his son was Devakshatra. The son of Devakshatra was Madhu, and his son was Kurubaksa, from whom there came a son named Anu. Text 6 to 8. The son of Anu was Puruhotra. The son of Puruhotra was Ayu, and the son of Ayu was Satvata. O great Aryan king, Satvata had 7 sons, named Vajamana, Vaji, Divya, Rishni, Deva Rita, Andaka, and Mahabodha. From Rajamana, by one wife came 3 sons, Nimlochi, Kinkana, and Drishti. And from his other wife came 3 other sons, Satajit, Sahasrajit, and Ayutajit. Text 9. The son of Deva Vritha was Babru. Concerning Deva Vritha and Babru, there are 2 famous songs of prayer, which were sung by our predecessors and which we have heard from a distance. Even now, I hear the same prayers about their qualities, because that which was heard before is still sung continuously. Text 10 and 11. It has been decided that among human beings, Babru is the best, and that Deva Rita is equal to the demigods. Because of the association of Babru and Deva Rita, all of their descendants, numbering 14,065, achieved liberation. In the dynasty of King Mahabhoja, who was exceedingly religious, there appeared the Bhoja kings. Text 12. O King Maharaja Parikshit, who can suppress your enemies? The sons of Vrishni were Sumitra and Yudhajit. From Yudhajit came Sini and Anamitra. Anamitra. And from Anamitra came a son named Nigna, Nigna, Nigna. Text 13. The two sons of Nigna were Satyajit and Prasena. Another son of Anamitra was another Sini, and his son was Satyaka. Text 14. The son of Satyaka was Udana, whose son was Jaya. From Jaya came a son named Kuni, and from Kuni a son named Ugandhara. Another son of Anamitra was Vrishni. Text 15. From Vrishni came the sons named Swapaluka and Chitrarata. From Swapaluka, by his wife Gandhi, came Akrura. Akrura was the eldest, but there were 12 other sons, all of whom were most celebrated. Text 16 to 18. The names of these 12 were Asanga, Saramaya, Midura, Nri, Giri, Dharma, Vrida, Sukarma, Kshetropeksha, Adi Mardana, Satrugna, Gandadama, Gandamada, and Pratibahu. These brothers also had a sister named Suchara. From Akrura came two sons named Devavan and Upadeva. Chitrarata had many sons, headed by Prithu and Vidurata, all of whom were known as belonging to the dynasty of Vrishni. Text 19. Kukura, Brajamana, Suchi, and Kambala Varhisa were the four sons of Andaka. The son of Kukura was Vani, and his son was Viloma. Text 20. The son of Viloma was Kapotaroma, and his son was Anu, whose friend was Tumbulu. From Anu came Andaka, from Andaka Dundubi, and from Dundubi Aviyotra. From Avidyotra came a son named Purna Varsu. Text 21 to 23. Purnavasu had a son and a daughter named Ahuka and Ahuki, respectively, and Ahuka had two sons named Devaka and Ugrasena. Devaka had four sons named Devavan, Upadeva, Sudeva, and Devavardhana, and he also had seven daughters named Santideva, Upadeva, Srideva, Deva Rakshita, Sahadeva, Devaki, and Dritadeva. Dritadeva was the eldest. Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, married all these sisters. Text 24. Kamsa, Sunama, Niyaroda, Kanka, Sanku, Suhu, Rastrapala, Drishti, and Tustiman were the sons of Ugrasena. Text 25. Kamsa, Kamsavati, Kanka, Surabu, Rastrapalika were the daughters of Ugrasena. They became the wives of Vasudeva's younger brothers. Text 26. Through Marisa, King Sura begot Vasudeva, Devabhaga, Devasrava, Anaka, Sanjaya, Siamaka, Kanka, Samika, Vatsaka, and Rika. These 10 sons were spotlessly pious personalities. When Vasudeva was born, the demigods from the heavenly kingdom sounded kettle drums. Therefore, Vasudeva, who provided the proper place for the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was also known as Anakadundavi. The five daughters of King Sura became named Prita, Sutradeva, Shruta Kirti, Shruta Srava, and Raja Raja Devi were Vasudeva's sisters. Sura gave Prita to his friend Kunti, who had no issue, and therefore another name of Prita was Kunti. Text 32. Once, when Durvasa was a guest at the house of Prita's father, Kunti Prita satisfied Durvasa by rendering service. Therefore, she received a mystic power by which she could call any demigod. To examine the potency of this mystic power, the pious Kunti immediately called for the sun god. Text 33. As soon as Kunti called for the demigod of the sun, he immediately appeared before her, and she was very much surprised. She told the sun god, I was simply examining the effectiveness of this mystic power. I am sorry I have called you unnecessarily. Please return and excuse me. Text 34. The sun god said, Oh, beautiful Frida, your meeting with the demigod will not be fruitless. Therefore, let me place my seed in your womb so that you may bear a son. I shall arrange to keep your virginity intact, since you are still an unmarried girl. Purport. According to Vedic civilization, if a girl gives birth to a child before she is married, no one will marry her. Therefore, although the sun god, after appearing before Prita, wanted to give her a child, Prita hesitated because she was still unmarried. To keep her virginity undisturbed, the sun god arranged to give her a child that came from her ear, and therefore the child was known as Karna. The custom is that a girl should be married Akshata Yoni, that is, with her virginity undisturbed. A girl should never bear a child before her marriage. Text 35. After saying this, the sun god discharged his semen into the womb of Pita, and then returned to the celestial kingdom. Immediately thereafter, from Kunti a child was born, who was like a second sun god. Text 36. Because Kunti feared people's criticism, with great difficulty she had to give up her affection for her child. Unwillingly, she packed the child in a basket and let it float down the waters of the river. Oh, Maharaja Pariksit, your great-grandfather, the pious and chivalrous King Pandu, later married Kunti. Text 37. Ridas Sarma, the king of Karusha, married Kunti's sister Shrutadeva, and from her womb Kantavakra was born, having been cursed by the sages headed by Sanaka Kantavakra, and had formerly been born as the son of Diti, named Hiranyaksha. Text 38. King Drishtaketu, the king of Ketaya, married Shrutakirti, another sister of Kunti's. Shrutakirti had 5 sons, headed by Santardana. Text 39. Through the womb of Raja Devi, another sister of Kunti, Jayasena, begot two sons named Vinda and Anuvinda. Similarly, the king of the Chedi state married Shrutasrava. This king's name was Damagosha. Text 40. The son of Shrutasrava was Sisupala, whose birth has already been described in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vasudeva's brother, named Devabhaga, had two sons born of his wife Kamsa. These two sons were Chitraketu and Brihadbala. 41. Vasudeva's brother, named Devasrava, married Kamsavati, by whom he begot two sons named Subira and Isuman. Kanka, by his wife Kanka, begot three sons named Baka, Satyajit, and Urujit. What time is it now?
We are at time, Maharaj.
What?
We are at time, 7:34.
Okay, I guess we'll stop right there. We're on Canto 9, Chapter 24, text number 42. And we'll start on text number 43 tomorrow. No, we'll start at text number 42 tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much, my dear devotees. Are there any questions or comments? Obviously, this is very complicated. So many names and so many histories, but obviously there's a necessity to hear this to understand the different personalities. This is coming from the original culture of the original culture of India. So this is like history of the world. That's why it's important to hear it. Okay, I think we'll stop right there. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much. Please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And just to give us a little hint of why we're hearing all these histories, there's a verse that we're going to come to. It says, simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental ears, the devotees of the Lord are immediately freed from the strong material desires and engaged in fruitive activities. So there is definitely a strong reason why we're hearing all this complicated histories of the histories. Okay, well, thank you very much. Please chant Hare Krishna and be Happy. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And we'll start from text, I think, 41 tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.